with a very nice country, Switzerland. They were paying no tariffs, sending stuff over here like nobody could believe. And we had a $42 billion deficit. And we weren't taking anything. I said, well, we have to do something because we have to even that up a little bit. I didn't have to get everything at one time. So I put on a 30% tariff, which is very low. Still, we were having a big deficit, but it was half the deficit. Then I got an emergency call from, I believe, the Prime Minister of Switzerland, and she was very aggressive, but nice, but very aggressive. Sir, we are a small country. We can't do this. We can't do this. I couldn't get her off the phone. We are a small country. I said, you may be a small country, but we have a $42 billion deficit with you. No, we are a small country. Again and again and again. I couldn't get her off the phone. And I didn't really like the way she talked to us. And so instead of giving her a reduction, I raised it to 39%. And then I got inundated by people from Switzerland. And I figured, you know what, we'll do something that's a little bit more palatable, at least now.
Well, US President Donald Trump says he will help Cuba by making a deal as it's in bad shape. President Trump recently announced tariffs on imports from countries which supply oil to Cuba. That includes Venezuela, which was its largest oil supplier in 2025, accounting for 1/3 of the nation's daily needs. Donald Trump says the United States will help, saying it has a humanitarian problem.
Well, Cuba's a failing nation. It has been for a long time, but now it doesn't have Venezuela to prop it up. So we're talking to the people from Cuba, the highest people in Cuba, to see what happens. I want the people that came here that were horribly treated by Cuba to be taken care of, to be able to go back and do what they have to do. You know, they have their family there. They haven't been able to see them in years, many, many years. So I think we're going to make a deal with Cuba.
President Trump, back to Texas.
It's in bad shape. Cuba's in bad shape. Cuba has a humanitarian problem.
Oil supply from Venezuela to Cuba fell after a US blockade on shipments from there was implemented.
And they're up and down all over the shop at the moment. Again, every time Trump says he's going to do something about Greenland or he makes an announcement about tariffs, the market tanks and then the market comes back up again. So people are trying to hedge their bets a bit and they're looking for a somewhat more stable investment at the moment. They're moving away from US government bonds to some degree. And I mean, once upon a time, there were two rules of investment in turbulent times. You buy US government bonds, and if that doesn't work, Rule 2 is referred to Rule 1. But no, people now are buying gold. And they're not just buying gold in America, they're buying gold all over the world. To the point now where the Daily Telegraph noticed today, they went for a little walk down to Martin Place in Sydney, and out the front of the ABC bullion shop this morning, about half an hour before the shop opened at 9 a.m, there were at least 30 people lined up out the front to go in and buy gold. And gold is just going through the roof. In the last 6 months alone, there has been a 44% increase in the value of gold, $7,500 an ounce now, and people are that desperate. They are lining up in the street to get their hands on it.
I have noticed this line for the last month. in Martin Place. Constantly, all these people lining up, and I had no idea why they were lining up until I saw this story today. But it did make me go, guys, gold is already up 44% in 6 months. You forgot actually what is the true #1 rule of investing, Caleb, which is buy low, sell high. Don't go and buy gold once it's already up 44%. If you have gold at home, on the other hand, and you're thinking about clearing out the jewellery box, this would be a good time to sell gold. That is not investment advice, though, by the way.
Though they are saying it could get to as much as 10,000 Australian
Yes.
dollars.
Wow.
So it might not be the worst
that
time.
investors were saying that it's going to continue to go higher and higher in 2026. So you can see why there's a queues of people that have been out there. And it's also just a lot of the new investors as well who have seen gold as that safe haven, that this is a safe bet, I suppose, to go and
Yeah.
get.